fine, boys and girls. We'll even extend it out to cats and dogs. My name is Matt Carter. I'd like to welcome you to episode number 41 of the show right here on Shaw TV. Our musical guest this week, rocking behind me on the beautiful red guitar, comes from Parksville. It's singer-songwriter Emma Plant. We'll hear more of Emma's music, and Andrew Roberts will dig into the roots of Plant songs later on this hour. Also on this episode, Brian Sugiyama is going to look into a holiday food donation plan that is hitting the road. It puts the drive into food drive. Stick around and find out what the MoHo Food Drive is. Bob Fenty is going to combine the concepts of Rotary and Interact, two clubs, as part of his regular Rotary segment. Rotary Interact. I don't think it's an old school automatic teller machine he's talking about anyhow. Ian Holmes will be speaking with Nanaimo City Councillor Jim Kipp regarding the possibilities of a core services review for the city of Nanaimo. Personally, my core services involve doing Pilates twice a week and eating fewer apple fritters than I did back in the good old days. Moving on, British Columbia has a rich history of contributions from Italian immigrants dating back to the 1850s. But of course, as with many immigrant groups, things don't go quite so smoothly in their new home. So the Italian experience in BC has been documented in a new book entitled Whoever Gives Us Bread. And Joan Harron will sit down with the author Lynn Bowen to find out more. As well, Nanaimo's friendliest singing dog is doing his part to raise money and food for the holiday season. Yes, Woofy is leading the house. Find out more about the upcoming second annual Brent Woofy Family Christmas Show. It's a great fundraiser for Loaves and Fishes. And finally, with all these holiday parties and get-togethers happening now, we want to look really good, right? So, don't use a mask, use mascara. Lorraine Jensen is here to host a makeup makeover with makeup artists Colleen Kiefer and Clarice DeLuca. The only time I ever dealt with blush and cover-up was that one time Todd Jones made a rude joke in front of my mom. It was pretty darn scandalous, that's for sure. All right, but this show, of course, is very good, clean fun, kind of like my complexion. So keep your face turned right toward the TV. It's the show, and it's right here on Shaw TV.
Dodd's Furniture's The Show is brought to you by Dodd's Furniture and Mattress. Now open in Nanaimo.
Colleen, welcome.
Thank you.
My guests today are Colleen and Clarice from the Bay Nanaimo, the Estee Lauder booth, and they're here this afternoon to talk to us about makeup. And I went into your store this afternoon, and you gave me just the day look, because
Yes.
our objective today is to go from day to evening. I walked into here this evening, and someone said to me, "Wow, you're glowing. What have you done? You look 10 years younger."
Yep.
I am sold.
There
What
you
did
go.
you do?
Well, beautiful makeup begins with beautiful skin. So Estee Lauder Beautiful Skin Solutions start with the appropriate repair products as well as the appropriate nourisher for your skin. And that's what gives you that healthy glow. And once you've prepared your skin, whatever makeup you put on top is just going to look fabulous. So Clarice, if you'd like to start a demo.
Oh, see, now I just thought what you put on top was the most important part.
Well, it's important too because it is the last step between your face and the environment, but starting with good skincare is what helps. And here again, Clarice is using one of our many products that help to fill in the fine lines. So we're helping put that elastic bandage on your skin so you have that beautiful, smooth, even skin. A filler, if you will. Whatever we put on top is just going to be nice and smooth and last the day.
Great. So this is going to last me all day long. I don't have to run to the bathroom
Won't have
every
to run
couple
to the
hours
bathroom.
and touch it up.
Nope, exactly. And those fine lines just seem to disappear.
And you're going to teach me this evening, throughout the evening, how to go from day look to going out to some glamorous event, because I'm always doing that.
Yeah, and it's quick as 1, 2, 3. Absolutely.
Well, we'll see about that. So what are we doing right now?
So right now we're applying one of our products again that are going to help fill, and Clarice is going to do our signature service fatigue fighter. And it's blending one of our eye creams along with a concealer to help highlight and hydrate underneath the eyes, help make those little bags disappear, and just to brighten.
Nice.
Yes.
One of the things I have read lately has been about going into cosmetics booths and getting my makeup done and all the germs and everything that they're saying, stay away, stay away. And here I was today at your booth getting my makeup done. So tell me that I'm okay. I'm not gonna.
You're absolutely
my skin's not gonna
okay.
fall off at night.
So here we go, hygiene spray our hands. Before we touch anything, we make sure we've done the appropriate hygiene. So on the brushes and
Great.
everything. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back to look at my eyes later. And right now, I know what a mojo is. I don't know what a MoHo is. So Brian, over to you to show us what a MoHo is.
Thanks, Lorraine, and good luck on the makeup. Thank you. So we have with me today Larry Polnick, who is the coordinator of the MoHo Food Drive, and really this is a unique program that's been running now for something like 5 years, Larry?
It's our 5th year.
And what does it involve?
Well, my wife Sue came up with this idea, the food banks need help, let's fill a motorhome. So we move it around to different locations, Parksville, Qualicum, mostly Nanaimo, and community helps us fill it with food that we turn over to the food banks.
Okay, so this has been going on for quite some time. You travel around the community with this motorhome?
Yes, we run kind of right after Thanksgiving. We get going, we confirm our partners, Quality Foods, Royal Bank, Sign Fast John helps us kind of sign up the MoHo so people know.
Yep.
We do events at Quality Foods. You can always get a hot dog. Can I tell everybody about the schmoors?
Well, let's have a look about, people want to identify, and it's quite identifiable, your motorhome, all signed up. We got a shot of it earlier in the day, so maybe we'll go to a clip that shows the motorhome.
Oh, great, because you can see how much food and how generous our community is, because you'll see that the motorhome is getting full. Everyone is very generous at the events we do, so our motto is you give, we give, and that's why we barbecue hot dogs, roast marshmallows, make everybody feel really comfortable at our events, thanking them for donating.
And the objective is to fill this motorhome up?
Fill this motorhome up and stock up the food banks for the Christmas hamper program locally, and make sure everybody's got a nice, healthy, generous meal.
So most specifically, the food banks that benefit from your collection drive, this food drive, are?
Well, the Loaves and Fishes and Salvation Army joined together, which is Hamperville, for the later part of the year. So that's where most of the food gets distributed in Nanaimo, and also at Salvation Army in Parksville, because we move around. It's kind of a unique way to collect food. And then also the community cupboard in Nanoose Bay, we do an event at Nanoose.
So you can see from the clip, it's a fairly large-sized motorhome, quite visible in and around the community. You've been already to all of the Quality Foods locations. Your schedule now includes some stops around Nanaimo?
Yeah, we're getting kind of winding down now, about our last week. So Saturday, Galaxy Motors is hosting an event. Great place to drop off some food.
That's on the 8th of December?
Yes. And the last week, we spend a couple of days at Royal Bank, downtown Nanaimo. And our big event is Diana Krall Plaza on the 13th, which is Thursday. We start early in the morning with a live broadcast from Coast 91.7 is going to be there live. Quality Foods is partnering with us for hot dogs and schmoors, and also Coastal Community Credit Union and the Royal Bank will also be partnering with us that day.
Good. So these food donations all get collected for both locations, for the Loaves and Fishes and for Salvation Army, but people may not realize they go to one collection site and it's all sorted at a place called Hamperville?
Hamperville, which is at the old Medill building that Laird Wheaton has donated, and that's where all the food gets organized and made into the hampers, and that's where it's distributed to the people that need it.
Well, it sounds like a very efficient system, that the food gets to the people who need it, and we don't end up with a lot of duplication.
Yes.
Okay. One of the things that people may ask is, how can we, if we miss the chance to get it to the motorhome, can we still take it down to Hamperville?
Absolutely. Hamperville always takes donations, Loaves and Fishes, Salvation Army. Yes, always. Right up till the last day when Hamperville wraps up on the 21st of December, they're accepting donations.
And this is a time of year people need those donations for the food banks. So if they have any questions to you, Larry, they can contact you at your business office, which is at Big Boys Toys?
Yeah, bigboystoys.ca. Contact us anytime. Ireland Car Buyer always has a calendar on there where we can be, where the motorhome is.
And a phone number they can reach you at?
Yeah, our toll-free number is 800-492-2869.
Wonderful. Well, that's great. It tells us a little bit about a food drive that benefits the people in Nanaimo and the Mid-Island area, specifically Parksville and Nanoose Bay. So I'll turn it right over now to Emma Plant singing her first song, Celebrate.
when it's time to pack up things, we'll leave here with a smile. The bad times have all disappeared, running was worth a while. And then we go where we will go and do as we'll please, living in this beautiful world, a life of ease.
Great job of celebrating there, Emma. That was a beautiful song. And today, I'd like to welcome two really busy young ladies to the show, TJ Angelkovich, who's the president of the Interact Club here in Nanaimo, and Alexandra Dolly, who's the vice president of Rotaract. Welcome, gals. Glad to have you on the show. And, you know, I think before we get going, we better tell our viewers about what Rotaract and Interact is all about. So, TJ, tell us a little bit about Interact and who you are and what you are.
I'm TJ Angelkovich. I'm in grade 12 at Woodlands. And Interact is basically a student council from every student in Nanaimo from the ages of 12 to 18. So everyone's welcomed.
And how many schools are we involved with, TJ?
There are 7 schools. So all 7 high schools.
So, okay. But you don't have, now this is the kicker, isn't it? Because you don't have members from all 7 schools yet, do you?
Nope, we're getting there.
We need more members. Yes. Okay. And Alex, Rotaract.
So my name is Alexandra Dolly. I'm a 4th year global studies student at VIU. And Rotaract is a newly re-established fellowship organization for young business professionals as well as students in the Nanaimo area who are interested in service both locally and internationally as well.
And the interesting thing about both these young ladies groups is that is an offshoot of Rotary.
This is true. Yes. We have so much support from you guys. It's wonderful.
And ultimately, I'm sure down the road, at some point in time, we're going to get more Rotarians in the clubs, aren't we? Yes, yes.
Definitely.
And now, how many do you have in your group, Alex?
Like I said, we're newly reestablished. So since September, we've grown from 0 to about 10 to 20 people, a core group of about 15.
Super. Yeah. So you're always looking for more. Now, is this basically university kids that you're looking for, or students to come and join? Or?
We're definitely looking out to the community. We want to ensure that we have some continuancy with the club. So obviously, university students are always getting up and going. So anybody in the community who's interested in service of pretty much any age, we're welcoming right now to the club.
Much like the YPN group. And TJ, now let's talk a little bit about some fundraising, because I know you gals. And there's mostly gals in your group, isn't it? There's no guys.
Yeah.
We got to get some guys in there, don't we?
Our one male member is off on a Rotary exchange in Japan, so he's having fun over there.
So what do you do for fundraising, TJ?
We often participate in events with the city. So say they're having the Fine Food Festival. We'll have a barbecue somewhere, or we'll do something with them to try and raise money. So we'll do barbecues and tree planting, stuff like that, to try and raise funds.
And if I'm correct, I think you did raise considerable sum of money that went to, what's the ship? Mercy Ships.
Mercy Ships is an amazing organization, and we raised $1,100 for them.
Wow. And Alex, how about you? I know you're a young club, but is there any money there yet or no?
Definitely. We've worked with two different fundraising initiatives so far. The first one was in partnership with WUSC, the World University Service of Canada at VIU. And we did a Bike for AIDS, which was 8 hours of continual stationary bike riding, fundraising for bicycle ambulances in Malawi. So we raised just under $800.
Wow, good
and
for you.
Yeah, we've also been.
Now, how do you get the bikes to Malawi?
They're actually manufactured in Malawi, so we support their local economy too.
Super, good deal. And you know, I have to mention too, before because we're really running out of time real quick here, but Alex, you have to tell us a little bit. Alex is a really special gal. She has been chosen as an ambassadorial scholar with Rotary. Tell us a little bit about that, Alex. And I'm going to have you back again. We'll talk more, but just briefly tell us about it.
I'm really excited. In October, I was selected to be the Rotary Ambassadorial Scholar, which means that I will be pursuing my master's degree next year in Europe with support of funds, both from Rotary here and a Rotary club abroad, which is $30,000. So.
Wow.
it's a huge sum. I'm really excited.
So, you know, I guess it's fair to say that both gals, you're really both busy in your respective groups and organizations. We really need to over the holidays, I guess, viewers, please give some thought to getting out there and getting in touch with these gals and getting involved with these groups and having some fun. And now let's go on over and get some more makeup. I think I need some more powder, don't I? Some more powder? Yeah. Over to you, Lorraine. Let's get some more makeup.
Thanks, Bob. Colleen, so I've been watching the men. I've been watching the men in the studio look over here while I'm getting my makeup on, and their mouths are just like this. What is going on over there? Be blessed, men, that you don't have to go through some of the things that us women have to go through to go out every day. Now, what's happened in the last few minutes? What have you done to, because I haven't seen myself, so I don't know what you've done.
You look lovely, first of all.
Thank you.
Yep. Clarice, you've done a fine job. What Clarice has done is just emphasize your eyes a little bit more. So a little bit of the silver, a little bit of the plums in the corner, just to give it that smokier look. And we've applied a little more liner, and one of our tricks with the double wear liner is to set it with a little bit of coordinating eyeshadow on top for a very long wearing effect. And of course, we primed your eyes. We wanted to get our double wear shadow base on your eyes so that we can have your shadows last the day and be crease proof as well. So like an eye base, if you will.
So you put the eyeliner on, and then you put an eyeshadow on top of that eyeliner to seal it?
Just with an angled brush to seal it in so that the little particles in the shadow will set everything.
Holy, I can't wait to go to Home Depot tonight. Now, everything, it's still open. Everything that you're putting on my face this evening is in that makeup kit.
Is in the amazing makeup kit, absolutely. So what everybody is looking at is a lovely makeup collection with over a lot of products in it, and here again, it's yours for a purchase with a fragrance here at the Estee Lauder counter at the Bay Nanaimo.
Great.
And again, lots of products in there, your year's worth of makeup.
Well, and for me, it's hard to go. I'm intimidated going by a makeup store through the booths and watching. I don't know what to buy, so seeing it all in one kit is great.
Is great, and then of course, anybody who buys that is welcome to come back in and learn how to put it all on.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So we now are, when Matt talked earlier, he was saying that he would never need makeup with this beautiful complexion, and there's clearly a man that I don't think you'd ever see in makeup. Back to Matt.
It is true that I do never add on any makeup to this complexion. However, I would argue that it is much tougher to try to trim your nose hairs with industrial scissors than put on makeup every day. We can have a fight about that. That's pretty gross, I'm sorry. Anyways, Lorraine, Colleen, and Clarice will be back with another makeup makeover segment later on in the show, so make sure to stay tuned for that, and you will not see myself clipping any nose hairs whatsoever on this channel. I will also say that my only knowledge of lipstick actually goes back to my elementary school days, which is not what you're thinking. It's when my buddy Dave didn't believe that myth about putting your mouth on a frozen chain link fence. Lipstick. Anyway, we actually got his face clear by putting a little bit of hot chocolate over it. We probably shouldn't have had scalding hot chocolate, but his face healed and he's led a well-adjusted life now on in. So big ups to Dave. Nicely done. All right, still coming up on the show, we do have more music from Emma Plant, and she also have an interview with Andrew Roberts. Joan Harron will be talking with author Lynn Bowen about the Italian immigrant experience in British Columbia all the way back to 1850. She's written a great book about that. And of course, the family entertainment duo Brent and Woofy are here. You should also know that Brent and Woofy are second only to Santa Claus in terms of popularity amongst youngsters. So great to have them here. They're also putting on a great holiday fundraising show that you should go and check out. Coming up after the break, it's time to talk Nanaimo politics as Ian Holmes speaks with Nanaimo City Councillor Jim Kipp about Nanaimo Core Services. So stay right where you are unless you have a very urgent need to get a cup of hot chocolate. You are watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Dodd's Furniture and Mattress. Locally owned and operated since 1977. Now open in Nanaimo at 6241 Applecross Road, 250-390-1125, or on the web at doddsfurniture.com.
Travel along with us as we explore beautiful British Columbia on the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. Entertaining and informative, the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. Tuesdays on Shaw TV. Always something new and exciting.
And now, back to the show, only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to the show. Ian Holmes here, joined by Jim Kipp, Nanaimo City Councillor, who's been a long vocal support Councillor, in terms of getting in a core services review with the City of Nanaimo to get some efficiencies at City Hall, at least that's how you see it, Jim. Just explain to our viewers a little bit about why you'd like to see a core services review move ahead and what it ultimately could accomplish.
Well, what I see about a core service review is when we get back to basic services the city requires, some of our mandatory work, what is our foundation work, and what is discretionary. I mean, our budgets have grown phenomenally over the last years. When I last asked for this 2+ years ago, it was a $143 million budget. It's $160 million, over a 10% growth in that short 2+ year time frame. But it's not to come in and start hacking and chopping. It's now that we have our strategic plan in place, now we have our new official community plan from 2008 working, we have our new bylaw of 4,500 for building. We need to look at what we're doing, what does the community want, where are we headed over the next years. So core services gets us to look at what is mandatory under local government, what is foundation work that our community builds on, and what is what I'll say taxpayer discretion. How do we determine those things? And a core service review with external eyes will help us get to that point.
The first thing that comes to mind for a lot of people that may be scared by something like this is fear, potentially losing jobs. It's something that Mayor John Rutan has gone on record to saying that something that concerns him. What do you have to say to that? You have in the neighborhood of 800 to 1,000 or so QP workers in the city of Nanaimo, most of them full-time, and I'm sure this would ruffle some feathers, bringing in a core services review, an outside pair of eyes looking in at the books here in Nanaimo. Typically
with things that are unknown, it creates a fear and uncertainty. I think we have some 700 full-time equivalencies in the community. Some are QP, some are IAFF firefighters. There's a number of contractors within the city. But the key thing here is it's not a right-wing agenda to come in and start hacking and slashing. This is not that type of council. What we would like to do, and I know myself and a few others, and I think the majority of council, I hope, for this motion, is that we want to look at it and direct the community. We've come up with asset management as one of our key things in our strategic plan. We've come up with community partnership building. We've come up with water conservation. So are we steering our budget towards those strategic entities? We're looking at more economic development within the community with our Economic Development Corporation. We're trying to tie in our 4 pillars, which are economic, which are social equity, which are environment and cultural. So now that we have those things done, let's see how we focus our budget and focus our spending in the future. We're not going to walk in and slash and burn. It's just not that type of mentality. Whistler's done one. Prince George is going to launch one here. It's just about finished. Powell River has done one. And Penticton, which I've referred to from the beginning. And this is giving the council the ability to pick and choose what we want to look at and take a real serious look from an external set of eyes, freeing up our staff to answer questions and do things, and just look at what our corporation is doing and where it's headed over the next 5 to 10 to 15 years.
Now, if a review is in fact done, it's not like the city or council has to decide, we'll hack this and that. It's, I mean,
there's plenty of
you can do what you can do what you want.
Yeah.
It's not a death sentence that this has to come out. It kind of puts the onus in terms of what council wants to do with the information that comes in, right?
And we don't have to do anything with the report if we don't. There's many reports that don't get reacted on, but I don't like writing reports that we don't react on. But we always can say how we're going to put the report together, and we don't want to go in with a slash and burn mentality. We want to go with how do we take this group of people we have, how do we take the taxpayers' money, our development cost charges, and how do we focus that in our community?
Now, in terms of costs, Mayor Rutan told me on this very program a few months ago that it could cost in the neighborhood of $150,000 to $200,000 to come up with a core services review. That's quite a bit of money. What's your reaction to that? Is cost a concern? Do you get value for your dollar? And just how much work is being done in terms of? Do you get $150,000 to $200,000 worth in terms of the work that comes in?
It's interesting. I think a few years ago, that was the prices we've got on a number of different methodologies to create a core service review. It's not something I let go when I continued on with council. We've done a few of the things. We've done actually some good financial reviews, got a new accounting firm in to do some of our auditing, a bigger company outside of Nanaimo. We've done legislative review. We're even looking now at a corporate review of how we do our business. Why do we go in camera? What is our our council decisions? Our staff surveys through our building trust document, our successful cities work with the Chamber of Commerce, and through our strategic plan, we've done internal and external interviews. I believe a lot of the work we have done, the previous council and this council have done a number of studies that have led and been steered towards this type of documentation. I believe we're almost halfway there now anyhow, and I believe we could get it done using some people from the community, setting a committee together, overseeing it, and I don't believe it's going to be over $100,000 because I must say too, we did legislative review, our staff looked at their structure, and they did a building trust document and worked on it for over 2 years about how they work and build relationships. And that's how things out of our successful cities work with the Chamber have just been so positive. I think that's why I'm looking at with my peers that this is almost done. We're very close.
In terms of going ahead with the core services review, what about public appetite? People want a more efficient local government. Is this something that you hear people calling for? Is this, you're on the ground, Jim, this is something you've been rallying for. What do people tell you about this issue?
Always they're asking about what we're doing, where we're going, and it's different views. We have 89,000 people in Nanaimo and 120 or 130 in the regional district. Of course, we're doing this at the regional district level too. And they always want us to be diligent, prudent, making good decisions for the community. And I believe this will help us do it. It'll be simply, if we can divide the work we do up into even in a matrix and have that discretionary work, the foundation work, and our municipal legislated work, and pick and choose the right combinations in those, we build our community the way our citizens want. I always hear, and you hear on television now, you hear in media, everything states that we have to look at government in a different way.
Before I let you go, at the end of the day, you need 5 votes in order to push this thing through. Jim, yourself, Councillor McKay, and Bestwick are quite clearly in favor of a core services review, but you need a couple of more councillors. Where does that stand? This vote hasn't gone forth for the new council.
Is there a crystal ball? I never believe in crystal balls. I only need 4 votes because I have my own. So I need 4 votes. I'd like to see a decisive vote on it and people do it. And what I want is council to build what we're going to choose to review and how deeply we're going to review it and what we're going to do with the information. I think if the cost comes in right, and we're going to get an estimate on what the cost will be with the information we have, I think I've got a good sale this time.
Okay, Jim, thanks a lot for coming on the program. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for the work you guys do in the community too. Thanks.
Jim Kipp, Nanaimo City Councillor, firmly in favor of a core services review at the Nanaimo City Hall. We'll stay tuned on this issue here on Shaw. Thanks so much for coming on, Jim, and we'll turn things over to Matt Carter and what's going on for the rest of the program.
Oh, sorry, just getting my makeup done. No, I'm not doing makeup. Anyways, thanks so much, Ian. Thanks so much as well to Councillor Jim Kipp for taking the time to come down to the Shaw TV studios and talk to us here on the show. Coming up on the show, we still have a conversation with author Lynn Bowen about her new book, again, that details the Italian immigrant experience in British Columbia dating back to the 1850s. And we also have family entertainers Brent and Woofy. Yes, they're here to talk about their second annual holiday fundraising show they're going to be putting on December 16th at Headliners in Nanaimo. A whole bunch of special guests on that as well. And actually, with that in mind, I do want to take this moment to thank all of the individuals, organizations, and businesses that do take their time over the holiday season to help out the less fortunate in their community. Now, obviously, things such as poverty, societal problems, health issues, they occur much more than just in December. But December is a month, of course, where the temperature does drop, and we're bombarded with the message that it's the most wonderful time of the year. And of course, for some of us it is, but for some folks, it's not at all. So for those who are not having a very wonderful time of the year with any number of challenges, again, it's great to see so many fellow humans up there stepping up and helping out at this time of the year. With that in mind, it will be with a Shaw TV crew, what a great crew it is, down at Longwood Station on the afternoon of Saturday, December 15th. We'll be manning a Salvation Army kettle down there. And so come on by and say hello, meet some Shaw TV folks as well. We may even sing a few carols, indeed. Burnett, Pope, Channing, Alton, King, King, Alt, Channing, Pope, Burnett. Singing some carols. Burnett. All right, I got 1 or 2 last over there. Speaking of singing, someone that can sing much nicer than I can, we're going to throw it over to our singer-songwriter Emma Plant and Andrew Roberts. Andrew, over to you.
Well, thanks, Matt. And, you know, it's almost Christmas time, and you know what that means. overeating. And Matt Carter would know a little bit about that. Woohoo! But yeah, so what happens when you overeat? Your shirt buttons pop off. And you know, what do you do with the extra shirt buttons? Well, you are gonna make crafts out of them. So we've got like a Christmas tree, we got a snowman, we got a wreath that just fell on the ground, but you can make them at the Dog's Ear. And the Dog's Ear, every Sunday, from now till Christmas, it's gonna, you can bring in a donation to the food bank, canned goods, non-perishables, or even money. And 100% of all proceeds go to Loaves and Fishes. You can make some awesome crafts with the kids while doing so, and that's, again, every Sunday, now till Christmas, and that's 1 to 3 p.m. at the Dog's Ear. So now, over to Emma, our musical guest for the evening. How are you doing, Emma? Thanks for coming.
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
Excellent. And so how did you get started playing music?
Oh boy, that was actually quite a while ago, to be honest. I guess it was when I was like 5 or 6. I started playing piano, and I just remember crying so much because my darn piano teacher just told me that I sucked and I would never be good at music. But then I picked up cello, and then I went to bass, and now I'm here playing guitar, writing songs, and singing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, when you write songs and you perform, like what gets you prepared?
When I'm writing a song, it normally starts with my guitar, and after that I build off, because every single part of music, it kind of tells a story, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're playing something really, really heavy, you're not going to be singing about butterflies and happy little things, right? So it kind of just starts with the guitar, and you build off of that, and it creates an environment where the song lives.
Excellent.
It's a beautiful little thing.
Excellent. Any favorite shows that you've played so far?
The one at the Canby when I was playing bass was pretty fun. That was a good time.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
And do you have any favorite artists, like any influences?
My aunt and uncle, honestly, are the biggest inspiration I have. I always looked up to them and wanted to be just like them, and I'm pretty sure a couple years ago they were sitting in this very spot, so I think I'm winning. But aside from that, Daniel Wesley, Kim Churchill, and the Cat Empire.
Oh, right.
The Cat Empire.
All great artists, for sure.
Yes, super great.
And we can find you online. Where can we find you?
Yep, you can find me on YouTube. I do believe it's Emma Plant Music that you search. And you can also find me on Facebook as well, Emma Plant Music.
Perfect. And you got a couple of shows coming up that people can see at?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be at the Dingy Dock on December 19th. It should be really fun playing with Michelle Edwardson. I thought she would be here today, and I was really hoping all of you guys would be able to hear her beautiful voice as well, but hold down the fort, I guess.
Yeah, I can see her at the Dingy Dock.
And there's also BJ Estes, I do believe. And I was searching for him on YouTube, creepily enough, but he sounds really rockin' too, so I'm looking forward to hear him.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to see those shows.
Yep.
I'll be at them for sure. You're going to play another song for us, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to play Love You So.
Excellent. Take it away.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So
no more. I will return into your loving arms, and when that day comes, I won't let you go. Because I love you so. I love you so. Oh, 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 oh. I love you so. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I love you so.
Great, thanks so much, Emma. That was lovely. I'm here with author Lynn Bowen, and we're going to be talking about her new book, Whoever Gives Us Bread. She's an award-winning author, I've learned. She received the Bressani Award, and it was to do with this book, I believe. It's a national award. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Lynn?
Yes, it's an award that was begun in the 1980s to recognize Italian people who wrote about the Canadian-Italian immigrant experience.
And yet you're not Italian.
No, haven't got a drop of Italian blood in me, but this year I was very pleased to win the nonfiction category. So I don't know if they've discovered something Italian in my background or whether they just broadened their rules, but it's lovely to have it.
Well, you certainly learned a lot in writing this book because you visited Italy. And so tell us a little bit about the research that you did when you were writing this book.
Well, I discovered my second book was a book about coal miners, and I discovered when I was researching that Italians had a reputation of being strikebreakers. So when I went to Italy in the 90s, I fell in love with the country, and I decided, with my husband's encouragement, that it would be good to write a book about Italians. And I wanted to find out why they were so desperate that they would agree to be strikebreakers, because as we know in this town especially, and all over the island, that strikebreakers have a very bad reputation.
Right, and so it does have, it has its roots in Italy, but it's actually a story that's about Nanaimo, and it's between the 1860s and the 1960s.
Yeah, it's actually about British Columbia.
Okay.
But I discovered that Nanaimo had a tremendously large part to play in the history of Italian immigration, because they would take whatever job they could get when they came here, and in the early days it was in the coal mines. So almost every immigrant that I traced from all over BC in the early years started out in Nanaimo in the coal mines.
Interesting. And so tell me about the title and how that plays in to the history.
Whoever Gives Us Bread, I was looking for something catchy, and I ran across a quotation by an anonymous immigrant in 1919, who, when asked why he had left Italy, he said, "Italy is for us, whoever gives us bread." And it turned out that Italy has exported more of its citizens per capita than any other country in the world.
Interesting. And so what about, there's some specific people in the story. You follow the lives of some specific people, and one of the people is Joseph Fontana. And can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yes, well, there's a tape in the Nanaimo Museum, the Nanaimo Archives now, that is with his son, Mark Fontana. And he was interviewed because Joseph Fontana, who lived in Extension, was a strikebreaker. And his son tried to explain why he had done such an unpopular thing. And it turned out that he'd been very badly treated during the riots in 1913, and his wife's store had been completely wrecked.
So you have a lot of really interesting people in this book, and so what we're going to do is get people to go to your website to find out more about your other books. You've got 6 other books that you've written as well, or 6 altogether.
6 altogether.
And
yes.
so at the bottom of the screen, we're going to have your website, and people can find out more about your books and about this great book if you're interested in the Italian history. And now we're going to go back over to Lorraine and find out about her makeup.
You know, one of the things I always thought was that I had to put my foundation on first, let my foundation set, and then do the rest of the stuff afterwards. And what I'm learning this evening is that I can put my foundation on last.
Absolutely, because what can happen is the eyeshadows that you're playing with can actually end up falling below.
Yeah.
And then you end up having to take them off with eye makeup remover and touching up your foundation anyways.
That's exactly what I do. You must be in my bathroom watching.
So why not put it on last? That way you can do your quick cleanup. And what Clarice is doing is blending a little bit of foundation with one of our products called Spotlight. And what Spotlight does is it gives you a radiant, gorgeous glow to the skin, because sometimes we lack a little glow. So this just brightens and gives you that inner radiance, if you will. And it also helps to even out the skin tone.
And why the brush?
Why the brush? Brushes are fabulous at giving you that perfectly even, flawless look. And unlike sponges, which will absorb your foundation, brushes are just going to smooth it all over and give you the polished look without making your foundation go too quickly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And what Clarice is doing now is a quick powder touch-up. So just adding a bit of powder really helps to set that foundation for you, making your makeup last the day.
Wow. Well, I am so grateful for all that I've learned this afternoon and this evening, and I can tell you I'll certainly be heading up to the Bay to purchase my kit here soon. So we've got a few seconds left. Give me a real quick tip on how to look as glamorous as I can in this much time.
In this much time? Well, part of it again is really setting the makeup. So using that powder, using your pre-makeup bases, using great pencil liners underneath your lipstick so everything's going to last, setting again your eye makeup, and again using great products like lash primer underneath your mascara so you can have lovely looking lashes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciated all the learning I've had today. Thank you, for Clarice, for putting on my makeup.
My pleasure.
And now I hope to see you all at Home Depot this evening. And I'm going to pass it back to Matt, who is going to introduce, that's what I thought. Okay, I am going to throw it back to Joan, who is going to interview Brent and Woofy. They're in the house.
I know, it's bringing down the house having them here, so you know, there's delays. And we also have Peter Sinclair, who is from Loaves and Fishes. We're happy to have both of you here because the show that Brent and Woofy are doing it's going to benefit the Loaves and Fishes, and so I thought that we'd have a little discussion with Peter first and ask him a bit about Loaves and Fishes and find out what's up. What are you doing?
Well, first, we're super thankful to Brent and indeed Woofy for doing this because there is a huge need in our community. So far in 2012, we have had over 5,300 different people come to Loaves and Fishes. So when you calculate that out, 1 in 20 people in Nanaimo have used Loaves and Fishes Food Bank. And while that's a staggering statistic, the hope in that is that we've got a community that really cares, that really supports, and has ensured that we have had food for each person that's come to our doors.
Well, we just heard about Loaves and Fishes, amongst others, that are benefiting from some of the other services that are going on in terms of food drives. And so I'm sure there's a lot of tie-ins in the community.
Yeah, I mean, from businesses, churches, service clubs, people just getting behind us and making sure that everyone has enough food to eat this Christmas.
That's great. Well, and someone who's really been behind you for the past couple of years is Brent and Woofy, and here they are. And sometimes we hear Brent and Woofy on the radio, and sometimes we, see them from a distance. Here they are up close and personal. So can you just introduce us to Woofy?
Sure. Say, I'm Brent, and this is Woofy. Say hi, Woofy. Hi, Woofy.
Hi, Woofy. And I see that you've got your antlers on.
Yeah,
so
he's gonna sing at the concert, Woofy the Red-Nosed Rain Dog. That's right.
I don't see a red nose.
I almost forgot to put his nose.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Woofy the Red-Nosed Rain Dog.
Well, and so, Woofy, maybe you can let us know a little bit more about the concert. I've got a poster here. It's really you're in the poster as
Woofy,
well.
Is it okay if I describe the concert? Yeah, go ahead. Gee, okay.
Brent's always upstaging, Woofy.
It is on December the 16th at 1 o'clock at Headliners, and everybody who's involved in this concert is giving their time. And we've got Michaela Toom is going to open the show for us. Yeah, she's really good. We've got Glenn Foster on guitar, Douglas Dodd playing the keyboards. He's good. And our friend Scott McLeod's going to be playing bass.
Okay.
And Bud Drumming from I Mean Graphics, who also made the posters and donated all the posters for this. Kevin over at I Mean Graphics. And, Amanda's letting us use the room to raise money, food, and whatever we can for Loaves and Fishes.
For Loaves and Fishes. And this is the second annual.
That's right.
Yeah.
That means we did it last year.
Wow. I'm being educated as we go along here.
That's right.
And so second annual, so last year you had quite a successful run with the Christmas concert.
That's right.
And so you're going to be... Well,
sorry.
tell me. No, I don't want to interrupt. Woofy, what did you have to say?
I was just going to say... Woofy the Red-Nosed Rain Dog.
I know.
Tell them about the show.
He can hardly wait.
There's one thing I want to tell you about the show. When we get rocking in there, the whole place just goes crazy. And when this little mutt comes out, people love him, and he's just funny as can be. Bud called it, what did he say? Oh, he said it was he said it was a rock show for kids.
A rock show for kids. Well, it's a darn good thing that it's on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's right, because old guys like us will be sleeping after you.
Yeah, as opposed to 1 o'clock in the morning. So
by the way, I would like to mention, if you don't mind, that when the calendar turns over to 2013, Woofy is 20 years old.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And you don't look a day over 19.
I'm going over there to get makeup on.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, we've already seen the makeup, but I think speaking of makeup, we've got Matt, who's going to be closing out the show. So maybe Woofy, can you just send us over to Matt?
Okay. By the way, it's just bring a can of food.
I'm sorry.
Free admission with a can of food, or what is it you need, Peter? Can of food.
I was so riveted by his nose. Okay, well, Woofy, I'm going to let you send it over to Matt now, and we're hoping a lot of people come out and bring a can of food for Loaves and Fishes.
Thank you very much. Come to the show. Now over to Matt.
Thank you very much, Woofy. I might try to be like a Woofy impersonator at some point in my life. I don't know. I think that career's out there. Thanks again, Brent. Thanks, Woofy. Thanks, Joan, as well. And also, Brent, I do want to say Woofy did want to give you a big shout out here on Shaw TV. So Woofy saying thanks to Brent for always being there to lend a hand. Always very good stuff there. It's also great to have such a talented dog as Woofy on the show, especially one who's actually so much into music. In fact, Woofy, I hear you like playing the guitar with Chihuahua pedal to get those timeless hounds that spaniel many generations. Your comfort in interviews as well is a very sharp contrast to Mastiff delivery. Maybe you could offer me some pointers. I'll buy you lunch, take you out for a beagle and cream cheese, and I'll have my people collie your people. We can even sing some Christmas songs such as Dashund Through the Snow. Nice. I got a couple of barks back there. And in a terrier turn of events, looks like the producer wants me to stop talking. So as they say in Quebec, je suis mal et mute. Mal et mute. Should have said that in more of a husky voice. Now, before we set her down for the night, we must thank all of our guests and volunteers behind the cameras and in front of the scenes. You can find Shaw TV on Facebook and Twitter, and check out previous episodes on YouTube. Maybe not this one, unless my humor gets a little bit better. And as we send it out now, let's have one more song from Emma Plant right beside me on your TV screens. One song entitled Through Your Eyes. Cheers, and thank you so much for watching Through Your Eyes, the show right here on Shaw TV.
the fight. Is the grass always greener on the other side? Are you wishing you could sit back and enjoy the ride and see the skies are so blue and realize it doesn't take that much to make your dreams come true?
Dodd's Furniture's The Show is brought to you by Dodd's Furniture and Mattress.